Thank you so much for listening to Urbanistica podcast. I am Mustafa Sharif, an urban planner, and you're more than welcome to join my big journey of exploring the making of smarter and more livable cities. Please don't forget to follow Urbanistica on the different social media platforms, and also let's connect on LinkedIn. Big thanks to Urbanistica podcast partner AFRI. AFRI is an international engineering and design company providing sustainable solutions in the fields of energy, industry, and infrastructure. Are you ready for a new episode? Let's go for it.
Today we have a new episode about H22. I have a great guest, a great storyteller. I have the pleasure to welcome you, Soraya, one more time to Urbanistica podcast. Hey, and welcome.
Hi, thank you. I'm so happy to be back.
Me too. How are you doing, Soraya?
I'm fine. The sun is shining. It has been raining for a couple of days, so the sun makes me happy. And it's Monday. I love to come back on Mondays after a weekend full of other fun things. So
that's awesome. I also posted now this morning about it's Monday time. It's like a new opportunity, new day, new opportunity to change the world.
Exactly. Mondays are great.
Yeah. So Soraya, as you know, we are gaining more listeners every day, and I'm so happy. And I'm so happy to share with the listeners more stories about H22. Before we start, I would love to hear more about you. Give the new listeners a highlight about Soraya.
Who I am?
Yeah.
Well, so I'm Soraya Axelsson. I'm the head of H22. I've been working in the city of Helsingborg for probably 15 years. I started out here because I wanted to learn how the public sector works. And I said, I'm going to stay for 3 years, and then I'm going to go back to where I came from the business side, and then I will be done with the public sector. But when I came into Helsingborg, the city of Helsingborg, it is such a cool place to work in. So I'm like first in, still here, I think. And my background is that I have been working with both organizational development and change management for many, many years. I'm a project manager. My background is within project management and leadership and that field.
Yeah. And this is the short version about Soraya. And in case you want to hear more, so we also recorded an episode. When was it? Was it in April last year?
Yeah, I think it can be about a year ago.
Yeah. So I guess so many things happen, and I would love to ask you what do you look forward to most at H22 City Expo?
I think that I look forward mostly to the feeling when you have you think that you know what you will experience, and then you get there and it's something totally different, but it's better.
Yeah, in a positive way.
Yeah, in a positive way. And I also I'm excited about making Helsingborg the meeting place for the discussion about the future cities, about sustainability, about making change in the world, and how public and private partnerships can play a role in that, and how citizen engagement can play a role in that. I think it's a very important discussion that we need to have next summer. But I also look forward to 35 days of sparking events and happenings, and the possibility to try new things and test new ideas and learn new things, and go to good concerts, eat great food, everything that you can experience at the City Expo.
Yeah, I love it. Do you have a specific dates now for the Expo or not yet?
Yeah, the dates are May 30th until the 3rd of July.
That's awesome.
So everybody that's listening, just mark the dates in your calendar. There's only one place to be, and that is in Helsingborg. I would actually book a hotel room already if I were you.
Already now. So maybe like I send like an invitation to everybody's calendar, right? Like booking the entire summer, like, and places in Helsingborg. But you mentioned like, Soraya, Helsingborg will be an arena to discuss the future. But who are you like specifically targeting? What kind of group are you targeting? Like businesses, municipalities, but you also like now mentioning events. So
I would say that we're actually targeting a very broad spectrum of people. So of course businesses and of course municipalities, both in Sweden and abroad, but also ordinary people like you and me, citizens that want to take their family on to a city in Sweden for vacation. We have high level profiles, of course, that we hope to invite here. And we also have students and associations. So the thing is that a city is for all the people, right?
Yes.
So if we're going to have a city expo, it needs to be for all the people, whether you're working or you're here on holidays or whatever. So, and then of course we will work with different groups in different ways to attract them. For example, where there are the people that want to change cities. We will have one big international congress in the first week, 1st to 3rd of June, the Urban Future Global Conference, where we will attract city changers from all over the world. I think we can expect about 3,000 people coming to that conference. So that is one kind of, that's one way of targeting a group. But then also we have a very special child perspective on the City Expo. So we will have 4 superheroes that will join us. They will live in one of the different areas that we have marked out as our main areas. And they will be all over the city, but they will have one area, which is where they call home, right? And that is a way to try to make it interesting for children, maybe 5 to 8 years old, to come and experience their city, to come and participate in writing the blueprint for the future. So we're actually trying to have the broad spectrum. So if you come with your mother or you come with your business partner, it doesn't matter. Here will be something for you.
Yeah. So even like if I have a family with small children, there is something for my kids to do.
There will be a whole lot of things for the kids to do, actually, because since we have this child perspective, we also talk to all our partners and to all the different organizations that we collaborate with to have the child perspective in mind. So here will be possibilities to try out future playgrounds and test and experiment and hopefully travel to space and so on. So here will be cool things to do.
Soraya, can I get like a ticket for the kids experience, you know, like as an adult, can I also experience this kind of?
Absolutely. And that is actually the nice part about this, because we try to build it in a seamless way. So it will be fun for both families, for both the parents and the children.
Yeah. You mentioned like 4 superheroes. Like, are we talking Marvel or DC?
We are talking more like how should I present them?
Are you able to present them? Maybe like we need to keep them, or I don't know.
I maybe can give you a hint about it. You know, we have 4 elements.
Yes, I know.
Yeah, so the 4 elements, the superheroes have superpowers connected to the 4 elements.
Cool.
And that is also since the elements build our city, right? Air, space, water, earth. And they are all connected to the Sustainable Development Goals, of course, because superheroes will take care of their planet and the people living at the planet. And of course, they will have different kind of characters that will that will show how to be a good citizens and take care of the planet. So maybe I'm probably not allowed to say more than that. I've probably talked too much already.
Let's hope that the communication team will not listen to this episode.
Yeah, exactly.
And tell me, you divided Helsingborg or the expo to 4 different areas or arenas.
Yeah.
What is the background and what each of this area is stands for?
Yeah. So when we decided to make a city expo, we have a proud tradition of arranging big expos. So in 1955, it was an expo with 1 million visitors that came to Helsingborg, and the focus was design and craft work. And then in 1999, we had an expo that was focused on the future of housing and how will we live in the apartments and building new neighborhood. And now we said, okay, so let's make it H22, but we can't do the ordinary expo that we have seen for 20 years that focus on housing. So we said, let's make a city expo and let's engage the whole city. But the thing is, when you're planning events in urban events, you need to choose places to activate, because there come security questions, logistics questions, and programming questions, of course. So we chose 4 areas of the city that will show that will bring the focus on different ways to develop the city. So one area is Drottninghög, which is a public housing area that has been refurbished during the last 10 years together with the citizens and the businesses there. I think you have had a podcast about that one,
yes,
right?
Yes.
Yeah. Michaela, maybe.
Exactly.
Yes. So that's the area where we focus on co-creation. So we have a theme for the overall theme for the expo is open up, and the focus on Drottninghög is co-creation. So open up for co-creation. And then we have a new area called the Ocean Harbor. And the Ocean Harbor is an area that we actually built from scratch. It will not be fully built out before 2035, the H+ project, but the Ocean Harbor will be mostly done by next summer. The focus is circularity. So open up for circularity, and we will focus on the things beneath the water, under the ground, and also up in the space. And then we have one area in the central part of Helsingborg, the city center. The theme is open up for the world. And this is the place where we will have many congresses, meeting place. This is where we discuss and innovate during the expo. And then we have a special place called Gröningen. Gröningen is like a big lawn in Helsingborg, nearby the water. In the summer, this is like the living room for the citizens.
Paradise.
Yeah, it's magic. And you can just be there, play football, and you can take a swim, and you eat good food, and you meet people. So we wanted to activate that place as well, but we will do it quite sophisticated together with the citizens of our city. So we don't want to invade the area. We want it to be the citizens' place.
Yeah, because like Soraya, sorry for interrupting you, because like I have been like in several like World Cups, you know, for the football, big huge festivals, and sometimes when I talk to local people, they were like very disturbed by this huge event. So what I wanted to ask you about, like, how is it going with the citizens of Helsingborg? Are they like happy that the city is doing this? Tell us about the situation.
Yeah, when it comes to the citizens, it's really important to if you want to be an innovative city, of course, you need to work together with the citizens. It's both easy and hard. It's easy because we have the possibility to invite to different projects and to different things that we do. But the hard part is communicating about it, because say, for example, that we're working with building a playground, and we invite the children to be a part of that. So maybe it's 50, 100 kids involved. But if you have a municipality with 150,000 citizens, 50 or 100 is not enough to get the buzz about it.
Yeah.
So we try to involve citizens as much as we can in all our innovations project. But what we have learned is that we need to be we need to work even more by communicating what we're doing and why we're doing it. So we have many projects with involved citizens. I'm very proud of that, but I also see that we need to communicate more with the people living in our city. But I also think that now when we're reaching this expo part of the H22 initiative, and not only focusing on the innovation work, creating the innovations, the City Expo will be more present in their everyday life. And then next summer when we come, it's in their city. So we're working really hard to make them feel as hosts and being a part of the expo rather than just coming as a visitor.
So it's like co-creation all in together with them.
Yeah, and we're also learning a lot along the way, what works, what doesn't work. Sometimes we talk to associations about a year ago and asked, how would you like to be involved and how can we do this? And they were so engaged and really wanted, but the challenge they had was, how can we finance our participation at the same time that we're in the middle of a pandemic?
Yeah.
So what we did was that we started an association fund in Sweden called Föreningsfonden, where we took 1 million Swedish crown from our expo budget and said, okay, this money is earmarked for you. If you come up with good ideas or good initiatives that you want to try out, that will develop this, the civil society and can be a part of the expo program, then you're welcome to get a part of this money. So now we're working to getting many applications and so on, but it's hard times right now.
That's amazing. Yeah, and I completely understand like the consequence of the pandemic, but at the same time, I'm really happy, Soraya, to hear that you're being creative when it comes to budget, because usually what we say, sorry, we don't have budget, and we are not like really brave to rethink the budget. And what you do is basically just rethinking, and this is like very, very interesting, and I'm happy that you're doing it, because this is like a part of the co-creation together with associations.
Yeah, it is.
And back to the 4 areas. How is going to be like the logistical part? Like, will be there buses? Like, let's say me and the listener will be in Helsingborg, next summer. Yeah. Is it easy for us to find information about the programs, events? How are we going to go to these areas?
Yeah, so a very good question. We are actually trying to, this is the things that we are talking mostly about right now. How should people transport themselves? We don't want people to come here by car. We want them to come, if they come by car, when they come into the city center, they will probably have park their car a bit outside the city center. But then when you come here to maybe the city center area, we want you to walk, or we want you to ride a bike or go by kick bike. Of course, there's a bus as well, but we are trying to program the cities so that there will be different kind of content and happenings and activities that makes you want to go by foot, so you don't miss out on anything. So besides these four areas, there will be what we call pathways, with activities that will take you by foot from the city center to Drottninghög. And I think that will make the whole experience much better. But that is when you come here. But before you come here, you want to know what are the possibilities? What can I see? What can I do? So our plan is, by the end of October, we will launch the City Expo website, or the City Expo program site, where you can start to plan your visit. So so it's not just an information site; it's also a planning site.
Like a trip
that we have started
planner.
now. Yeah. so that you actually can see, oh, I'm coming the 7th of June. What will happen that day, and how can I plan my route, and what shouldn't I miss? And if I want to stay here for a couple of extra days, what will the city, what will the region have to offer?
Yeah.
So we're thinking a whole lot about the experience from when you start to think, oh, maybe I should go to Helsingborg until you leave.
Yeah. And also, like, will you introduce more like infrastructure? I'm thinking now about like the facilities, drinking water, bathrooms, and so on.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, that will be a part. So there will no one should have a problem to find a bathroom. Food, of course, you will find both in the pathways and in restaurants and so on. Of course, we're looking on different ways to make water posts, so you don't buy bottled water, for example. So we're trying to think really sustainable about this event as well. You can just come here and it will be
awesome.
fantastic.
Yeah, that's awesome. And what do you recommend us to visit?
We haven't launched the program yet. I can't say so much, but I talked about Urban Future.
Yeah,
that is one thing that we have launched, which will be very, very exciting, I'm pretty sure. We also have a collaboration with MIT, one of the world's most innovative universities, where we are working on how can we work with the perceived safety in the city. So there's a research program going on together that will be in some way showcased. I'm not sure exactly how, that's not decided, but you shouldn't miss MIT. We've also launched that we have a collaboration with Elon Road. They do electrical roads, so that if you have an electrical vehicle, you can actually charge your vehicle at the same time that you're driving. So they will have some experience about this. I hope that I can invite you to visit a space in some way. Exactly how, I'm not sure that I can tell you, but I think it will be pretty cool. We're also having an activity. This is not actually launched yet, but we will invite the visitors to be a part of designing a specific part of the city. Wow. During the 35 days. Today, we have about 200 to 300 different program initiatives that we are working with, clustering and trying to conceptualize and so on. So there will be things to do.
That's crazy number of activities. But also, like, let's say I'm coming with my family from Stockholm, or like, let's say from Spain.
Yeah.
Do I need to pay for the different activities, or they are going to be free of, like, for the tickets?
The core content of H22 is free of charge. So the plan is that you don't need to buy too many tickets. But of course, there will be things that cost. For example, there can be a big concert that is maybe an international artist. They will sell tickets to their concerts, of course. But we will probably and hopefully also have different concerts in the somewhere around the city that are free of charge.
Yeah.
So the thing is that you shouldn't feel like, okay, so I paid a whole lot to come and then I can't do anything because everything costs too much.
Exactly, because this is what I was thinking, like, okay, what if I go there and like everything is expensive, you know?
Yeah. No, the thing is, the main program of the expo is free of charge.
That's awesome. So, Soraya, there's like one very important question, and it's the weather. Are you going to guarantee the weather for us?
Yeah, I'm thinking sunny weather, no rain, maybe 25, 26 degrees, somewhere between 20 and 25 degrees every day.
Yeah.
That is my plan.
That is
I'm trying to communicate and write a deal with the weather gods. I've been making sunny dances and everything. So I'm doing my best.
I understand. And also, like, I wanted to ask you, like, how is it going on? How is it going now? Like, is it too much work for you, like in general? Because like it's about how many months the expo? 1 year, right? Almost.
Yeah, it's almost exactly 1 year. So it's 12 months. And it's of course very much work. And it's both work with infrastructural things, it's organizational things, it's planning parts of it. So it's a whole lot of work, but it's so fun. This is like the best project ever, the best investment ever, the best job ever. So I'm already planning for my post-project depression that will come by the end of next year.
Me too. Like what's going to happen after finishing this collaboration with H22, like the podcast, you know?
Exactly.
Yeah.
No, but it's cool to go to work every day and feel like I'm playing my small part in changing the world. And that is great.
Where will Soraya be during the expo? Do you plan your schedule?
I'm not really there yet, but if you look at my calendar today, it's like booked from 7:45 in the morning till late in the evening. So I guess it will be the same way during the expo, and I will of course I will be working, of course, with the expo.
Yeah.
And every day will be different, but I will be there.
That's amazing. I'm really looking forward to the expo, and hopefully like I will be there and I will enjoy like every single day, because I love the city. I grew up there, and I recommend it to everybody. Like to recommend it to you if you're listening. Check Helsingborg and book your trip already now. So Soraya, now we're almost in the end of this episode. Feel free to give a message to our listeners.
Yeah. So my most important message, if there's only one thing you need to remember from this podcast, it is to book your ticket to Helsingborg the 30th, somewhere between the 30th May 2022 and the 3rd of July. It will be magic. I will be here to welcome you, but also invite all your friends and your families and your co-workers and everybody, because I think we're both creating a blueprint for the future, but we're also creating memories that people will be talking about for many, many years forward. Today, when I talk to people that visited H55, I can see that it glimmers in their eyes. And then I ask, so what was so special about H55? And many people have told me that the most magic thing about that was that it was a part of the future. So we're creating the future, and there's only one way to do it, and that's together. So come join us.
That's amazing. Thank you so much, Soraya.
Thank you for having me. It was a pleasure.
Well, thank you so much for listening to Urbanistica podcast. I hope you really enjoyed this episode. You learned something new and also got inspired by the guest. Don't forget to share the episode on your social media and recommend it to people you think they are really interested in this topic. Thank you so much again for giving your valuable time to Urbanistica podcast. I am Mustafa Sharif. Keep up the good work. Keep loving cities.